Okay, so I just picked this thing up. Tim's playing with it because he likes playing with it. This is a 8-inch 61-foot auger with a swing auger on it. I didn't pay a hell of a lot of money for it, and I just drove it in 155 miles. I drove it in. I kind of like this piece here. Took an old lawnmower handle there to pull it in and out. I think that's pretty damn slick. And it won't matter because, you know, when you're filling it, it'll just go in. Got some rubber issues, but I can put new rubber on it. That's fine. And I can easily get underneath the hopper trailer with that. So that's that. Tim's greasing it up. Just check the oil in the gearboxes, and the oil in the gearboxes is fine. But nice thing about this one is no cranking. No cranking. It's got a hydraulic ram. So it'll raise it right up and you back it up where it belongs, and such is life. And that'll work. So for what I paid for it, I can't complain. I wanted a 10-inch. This is an 8. I'm okay with it. It'll fill just fine. If I have to, I'll hook it up to 1,000 RPM and run it wide open and full. Right, Tim?
Yep.
So while I was away picking that thing up, Grant's been back here working on this thing, putting the spinner motor, or hydraulic, what do you call that, a grotor or gerotor, like Girona motor. It's a Girona motor. Gerotor. So there's 3 of them on this thing. You got the 2 for the spinners, and you got 1 for the roller. This roller here, which has been broken and is broken right now, so I'm gonna have to weld it. This little freaking roller's, it's over $2,000 for that stupid dimpled roller. What's that?
Yeah, I was saying, I thought you said it was 2.
Yeah, it's over $2,000. And I don't really want to buy a new one, but if I have to, I will. But whoever welded it, you see the problem when they weld these things like this, you really kind of have to come across and tie it in wider. And it spins pretty quick. Obviously, what am I doing? I'm pointing the wrong way. You got to weld it across like that and kind of tie it in. You may even, you know, drill a hole as a relief at the end of those welds. He's putting that on. And yeah, look at that. That thing slid right in there like it was supposed to. So those 3 motors, each one of these Girona motor, that's an Eaton. They're Eaton motors. There's 3. One there, and there. They're pretty expensive. So it's like, man, they're like $1,000 for a rebuilt one, and you have to yeah, it's like $1,000 for a rebuilt one, and then you've got that core charge of like $400 or whatever the hell it is on top of that. Or you can spend $90, $95, and get the complete rebuild kit. Complete. Even has an extra few seals, I think. That's an extra seal for different motors. So yeah, that worked out really good. So that's what Grant did. He tore that all apart and redid that while I was driving. Me and my dad went out, which is always healthy to take your father on a ride. You know, I haven't really gone too far with him since his heart thing. So his heart is doing okay. Yeah, and we're getting closer. The next thing we really have to do once we're done with that, and oh yeah, and Grant changed the hydraulic oil. Tomorrow I'm going to change the engine oil. But I've got these gaping holes in here. And we've pretty much decided, I know how to fix it, but I pretty much figured out that the guy that owned this thing before, because this has brand new knives in it, and they're expensive. These things are expensive. And it has the paddles too to launch the material out the back of the combine. Well, I figured that it probably had a hairline fracture up and under here, and when they put the new knives in, it created more pressure, down pressure. And this thing peeled back very quickly, and it's doing it over there too. So, and it didn't hit. I looked to see if it had hit. There's plenty of clearance there, but corn cobs are very hard and abrasive, and they don't break up too good. The other thing that I noticed was that they have robbed these spreader fins. I don't know if you can see them. These spreader fins here on the back, there was 2 of them on each side that they've taken off. They've taken those off and they're on the missing list, so I imagine they're going to cost me like $4,992 a piece too, because I'm finding that on this machine, it's everything that's on it is super stupid expensive. But yesterday, Grant put on the new clean grain elevator chain. Grant and Tim did. Put in some new belts. I didn't show that. I went and bought these lights here as well because, let's face it, this combine is ginormous. The tires stick out past where the head is. This thing is 17 feet wide. And I was out at Messick's yesterday, and they had basically the same model as this, only brand new. It was a CR 8.90, which is basically the same combine. It is the same combine, bigger engine and more horsepower, but everything else is the same, other than electronics and crap like that. We'll just leave it at that. The guts, the meat and potatoes of this thing is the same as the new ones. So they had a single tire on, and that single tire was only about this wide, right? So from here to here, I have axle extensions on this thing right there to accommodate. You can't see them. I'm really doing a terrible job, but there's axle extensions on this combine to accommodate these tires versus the tires that are on a single. So that's why this combine is so incredibly wide. It is a hillside combine. Inside the combine, the sieves will contour to the or stay level. So the combine will be on a thing like that, but the sieves will be level like that. And somebody's calling me, so I will have to answer that. Is it cold? Yeah. Is it fall yet?
I'm cold. Will
it's fall, right? Yeah, I just broke that one open. All right, so here, you can take that.
Okay, so.
Shut up. I'm gonna kick your ass, little Asian girl. All right, so I went and picked a couple of ears. Jesus Christ, you should shove it up my asshole for a reason there. I went and picked a couple of ears. We're gonna do a moisture test. This tester has not been calibrated, but this year I'll calibrate it when I go to the mill for the first time this year, just for gits and shiggles. But I'm going to break this open. This is an 18 row. This is a 20 row ear, both from the same field, about 20 feet, 30 feet apart. Obviously, it shells pretty good. Look at the depth of those kernels.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, really nice kernels there. I mean, really nice kernels. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to shell this out real quick. Well, it don't go thud in the bottom. I really needed to get a bucket, but for some reason my buckets are all spoken for or something. I don't know.
There's a bucket in there, but there's a water in it. The green one.
Oh, okay, no. So we're just not ready to pick or shell corn yet. But when you see this, this is really, I'm telling you, what I did this year with my secret sauce and putting that in that furrow, that was the best thing I've ever done across the board. I've got the most even crop that I've ever grown in corn in my life. Now there was a sabbatical that I took. We did, for 5 or 6 years I didn't grow corn, or anything for that matter, just mulch hay. Years ago we used a lot of human waste. It was lime stabilized sludge, and we did that, and we were able to get some really good results with that stuff. In my youth, I didn't really realize why it worked so well. But as I get older, I kind of understand. Right? No,
that's the wrong one.
It's the wrong one. This is the right one, right? Yeah. I want to get the right one. So it doesn't much matter. They're just 20 feet apart, but I want to do this one first, and then it's just dust. Cool. I'm going to dump that to the chickens when we're done anyway. I'm making a mess. I hate doing that, but so if you look at this corn, it's pretty damn nice. I'm gonna make a prediction. This is somewhere between 25 and 28%. That's just, I mean, I could bite it. And, yeah, I think I'm accurate at 25, 28%. Oh, no way. That's a
No
lie.
way.
That's 23.9.
23.9.
All right, so what I'm gonna do? We're gonna give me a second here. I don't believe that one. I mean, it's possible. It is possible, but I'd still say it's closer to 25%. If that's 23, you gotta add a point, 23.9. So 23.9, right?
23.9.
23.9. So that's 24. So a point and a half, 25 and a half. So I'm not. When you run it through the combine, it always gains a point or two. 1 or 2 points. So that's.
So we can pick that now then.
I could pick this.
Yes.
One, but I don't want to.
No.
All right, so I'm just going to throw these in here. Now this is the 20 row. This is shelling out. The same variety. So they're not as wide of a kernel,
Yeah, they're not.
but they're deep. So yeah, I'll grab some of the other ones. So they're about the same depth. You know the difference between those and those.
Oh, I see, yeah.
But they're the same depth. So that's a good thing. I'll mix this all up and throw it in there. These will be the 2 ears. We'll do it twice, and the chickens can have it and make eggs because I like the eggs that the chickens have. We do have chickens. We've had them for years, right? What are you laughing about?
I'm not laughing.
I'm gonna pin you to the ground and lick your ear. Just lick your ear.
Don't be mean.
It's not mean. That's called licking
You know,
your
that's
ear.
called harassment.
Harassment is if I called you all the time and said, I want to lick your ear. And immediately her mind went dirty. I could tell by the look on her face that she can't say,
No.
oh, you're so dirty. That dirty one lonely farmer. Right?
You
He's
know
got
your
such a-
parents watch your YouTube channel,
No,
right?
they do not. Why? You think they never were, like that?
You.
What?
Okay, so what are we doing?
Shut your mouth. Look, okay, so we've held it off. Nice cub.
It is a nice cob. They sell that
Yeah.
for $1 now, no?
You wipe your ass with?
You can do that if you want.
Soft.
Dad. Mix.
You think I got it thoroughly blended?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say so.
Dad.
You need to be quiet.
Almost look like candy corn.
You can eat it. Oh, look at this mess I'm making. Ridiculous. All right, ready? No. Come on. $25.1. That's cold. We're just gonna go up. 26.2. I knew I was right. I didn't trust that first reading at all.
Yeah, 23.9.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be between 25 and 28. Oh, here, we can do this. We don't even need to. I don't know why I was using the cup. 25.4. This is more accurate. 26.5. So we're getting there. Okay. 26.5. Okay. That's about where I suspected it would be. So we're getting close. Anything above 22%, I'm shutting the combine off anyway. It's just too expensive to dry it.
Absolutely.
So, last year I had the old combine, and you're always on a wing and a prayer with that thing anyway. Even though it worked extraordinarily well, we didn't have any problems with it. This one here is going to go into the corn, and I'm going to be waiting on trucks and dryers and other things
yeah.
like that. Because this thing, I don't know if you can tell, but this is a wide body. This isn't your standard straw chopper either. It is 1,700 millimeters wide, 1,740 millimeters wide from this point here, the rotor, whereas the standard, like on the 8080, is 1470. So 1470 or something like that. Anyways, I'm gonna go feed the chicken. Daniel.
How bad is it? Is she dirty? Dirty? Oh, it's not that bad.
Because that's the hydraulic oil that's coming out.
Here
There
it
it
is.
comes. It's pushing the hydraulic out. Because it's cleaning the hose. There comes the
Gooey.
engine oil. Oh, what in the hell? That's weird.
Almost like hydraulic. It should be the first one.
That's gear oil. I know what I got the wrong one. It's this one. That is the engine oil. I got the wrong one. I don't know what the hell I was taking out there.
I don't
That's
know.
hydraulic. That's gear.
Gear.
Yeah, right there, but that's fine. Okay, let me climb up here. Get my fat ass up here because I can't seem to get it.
Does it look like now?
Is there any engine oil coming?
I hear something dripping rather.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
there.
it.
That's it. Dirty.
cold. We ran this thing not that long ago, right?
An hour. An hour ago, yeah.
Still warm.
I'm so cold.
Alright, so that's gonna... It's starting to pick up speed.
Drip
So,
McGee.
Yeah, it's not even that dirty, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
No.
Black enough.
No, it's just brown. Not black at all. Okay, good. Wash that bucket while I get a rag.
Okay. Not that bad.
Wrong switch. There. I put those in there, you'd think I'd know. Anyway, so I've been up Black Betty's ass, or the Jersey Giant's ass. My wife wants to call it Black Betty. But it's yellow. You can't call something Black Betty if it's yellow. She says, well, its underside is black. I says, well, technically, that is dark gray if you look it up online. But anyways, I've changed the oil in this thing. Oh my God, it's like 4 miles up to the top of it. And when I change the oil, of course, I spilled oil down the backside of this thing, which I don't know, it kind of annoys me because that's the manifold, the exhaust manifold, right? So I'm going to go start it up. Before I do that, I am going to pull the dipstick just to double triple check that I've got this thing to its maximum level, in which I definitely do. So we're going to go ahead and put that in there. I'm using Rotella today. Oh, come on. I'm using Rotella 1540 in it. I've got it up here. I'm going to leave that in here. I did not buy the synthetic or the synthetic blend. T5 is what I really wanted to put in, but they didn't have enough T5 to put in. So I'm going to start it up. Hopefully it starts, because it might have an oil pressure deficiency. And I'm not kidding you, when I say this thing is a mile high, this thing's a mile high. It's up there. This building is 13.9 or something, 13.10, something like that. And it barely fits in there, which is fine. Ugh, I got another building I can put it in when I'm done running it. So what I'm gonna do, and I don't want to forget to put that thing down because it'll destroy the building and the combine and all sorts of other things. So here, let's turn the light on and we will give this thing a giddy up and go here. It may yell at me and shut down, I don't know. Miss Jean Murphy, I need to answer that. Rear ladder's down, we know that. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Barely. Hold on a second, I'm running my combine here for a second. Hold on, I just changed the engine oil in this engine, and I'm trying to figure out that everything is running correctly without any problems. We have oil temperature, engine load is 8%. Yeah, we're good. Seems like she's gonna run okay. 8% just at an idle. There it is. Alright. I know. Okay, so you get to look at me. That was yesterday's video. We did that yesterday and the day before. So the beginning of the video was the day before. The corn, the oil change was yesterday. Yeah, so we're not quite ready to harvest our corn crop yet. I fear that it's going to be a week or two anyway, but I've got a week, probably a week. I'm supposed to be picking up my augers by the end of the week, and by the time I get those things assembled and everything where it needs to be, it'll be next week before that happens, because today I believe is Monday. It is Monday. So Monday the 9th. So anyways, whatever. I'm not in any rush. Propane is $1.60 something a gallon. And if I have to take out 4 or 5 points, it's going to be expensive. But you know, I'm not even considering combining this stuff until it hits a 22%. Anything higher than that, it's just too much money going out of my pocket. And you know, we're not in the Midwest, so our grain facilities are 100 miles away. That's just the bare minimum. There is a place up north here that's fairly close. I could take 4 or 5 loads a day into that, but in order to get that, you know, 4 or 5 loads, they dock for every little thing. They charge you twice as much for drying. It's just not, to me, it's just not feasible to do it. It's a chicken facility, a layer producer place up here. We took into there 25 years ago, and it was like, you know, what did we do? We either pay for fuel or we give it to somebody else. And it just, to me, it wasn't worth it. So that was the end of that. But yes, 100 miles away. So what I can save on drying costs, I can spend on hauling costs. And I know once we get started, it's gonna dry down and be 18, 15, 14% by the time, you know, I love drying 18% corn. I mean, it makes things so much faster. It's in, it's out, it's right through the machine. As fast as you can put it in, it's coming out for the most part. We will have the wet bin all set up, so you know, no big deal. I bought that new auger. It's not new, it's a used auger, very lightly used. I thought it was in pretty good shape. And I think they did the same thing that I'm going to do with it. That rolling thing there. I guess yeah, what is that? Mayfield, May West, or Westfield auger. I guess that's what that is. I can't remember now. But yeah, it's a Westfield. That auger, the trough for the swing auger, they made that awful thin, and they do scrape on the ground. And I'm going to actually put a heavier steel plate on the bottom of that. You know, I can weld that thing fast, or I've got some tin. They repaired it, but still, no big deal. It's just something that has to be done to make it, you know, so that it's not making a mess all over the place. And it'll work perfectly for my walking floor. It'll work perfectly for the gravity flow boxes, and it'll work perfectly for a hopper trailer when I do that. Get that thing leased. I'm going to rent one for the season. So there you go. But the combine is pretty close to being ready to go. I just got that little bit to do on the straw chopper, and that's it. I mean, the head works. Checked all the fluids in it. Put new gathering chains, idler sprockets. I don't think there's anything else I really need to do to that thing at this point to get it where it's, you know, 100%. don't think so. I mean, the belts are changed. I just need to do those few little things on the chopper, and then the combine is A1 ready to go. I do want to put a carpet in the flooring to, kind of make it sound a little quiet. It's not loud in there at all, but it will dampen the noise and more, So, anyways, that's about it. Gonna go do some more video work today. Hopefully, do a little better job than I've been doing. We will be mowing hay today. I will be mowing hay today. So that's just another thing to do. And what else can I say about that? We got rain coming again. Wonderful. So I'm going to choke this hay through that. I'm going to choke this hay through those balers and get that job done. I have too many acres of hay to make and corn that's coming. So if this weather does not hold off, I'm just going to have to go into corn and put the hay on the back burner for a month or a couple of weeks or something. I don't know. I mean, God, I got so much to do. Probably fill the bin up in no time at all and then have to haul it out. I'll have Steve coming. I gotta get a hold of him. I did not get a bill from him. But anyways, with that being said, I gotta go. Anyways, you all have a nice day. A nice, safe, productive day. Because that's what it's all about. Having nice, safe, productive days. And enjoy your family while you've got it, because you never know when it can be gone.